Welcome to the newest Van Huizen Homes development in Woodland Heights. Welcome to the model home here at Woodland Heights. Let me tell you what I love about a Van Huizen home. First of all, as soon as you walk into the model home, you are greeted by this gorgeous large entryway. But what makes Van Huizen Homes different? Well, let's just start because some other model homes that you may walk into, they just might put a standard size front door in. But if you notice behind me, Van Huizen took the extra step to make their beautiful front entranceway to accommodate for the giant front entranceway that they put in here. Some of the things about a Van Huizen home which makes them stand out is some of the things that you don't notice right away. Like the trim that they have throughout their home. It's not your typical big box store trim. They have taken the time to design their own trim to make it last. In many homes, when you walk into them, you will see throughout the season that the trim may separate. But with the Van Huizen homes, because of the quality that they put in their homes, you'll never find that. And even in this beautiful model home, you're greeted by this gorgeous archway. How many other model homes do you see having such a beautiful entryway as soon as you walk into your home? But there's so many other things that you can see in a Van Huizen model home. Come with me and let me show you one of the things. Van Huizen Homes has decided to put in a full bathroom. And it's not just your standard tub insert that they put in here. They've taken the time to take beautiful finishes along with tile to accent the home, because to them, the home matters, whether it's the guest bathroom or your ensuite bathroom. Everything counts. They've used beautiful countertops to even using top of the line cabinetry in their bathroom. And as you come into the grand room that you see in here, some of the things that you might not notice right away is your typical banister. Van Huizen Homes takes the time to color match their banisters to the flooring that you may pick. Van Huizen Homes takes the time in all of their homes to make everything as beautiful and as functional as possible. One of the things that you notice in here is the wood accents that are here. From your mantle to the trade ceiling and the wood that you see in there, this isn't just that plastic faux wood. This is real wood that they've installed, that they get from a local mill here, and they install them because quality counts. They don't just find the cheapest products, they put in the best products in all of their home because they're built with love. And as you walk into their beautiful functioning kitchen, Van Huizen Homes uses a quartz countertop. And what's so great about quartz countertop? Well, you can have a very large island and you can still have it matching your counter where your stove and your other appliances may be. If you were to go with, say, granite, a granite slab is only so big, so you're gonna have a different colored island as you are for the rest of your countertops. Some of the other things that you can find in a Van Huizen Homes is you'll notice with their cabinetry. Not only do they use top of the line cabinetry in all of their homes and in all of their bathrooms and kitchens, Van Huizen Homes take their cabinetry right to the ceiling. It gives you more counter space and it looks like a more grand kitchen. One of the other great things that you may not notice in a Van Huizen home as compared to other homes is that the faucets that they use. This is a Moen faucet. It's a beautiful top of the line Moen faucet, but how is this faucet different than other faucets? Well, there's commercial grade faucets and there's residential faucets. Van Huizen Homes use commercial grade faucets. So what's the difference? Well, let me explain that to you. Residential faucets, the inserts that are on the inside of them are plastic and they wear out quickly and the faucets break. Van Huizen Homes use the commercial grade faucets and the inside of their faucets are copper. So they're gonna last you a lifetime and they're not gonna break down used for the wear and tear. Some of the other great features about a Van Huizen home that you may not notice before is even in their windows. Well, you're saying, well, what's so great about the window? Well, if you notice in a lot of the homes that are built, you are allowed to pick the colors of your windows at the front. Let's say you just wanted black outside windows and the same black trim inside. If you notice in a Van Huizen Homes, they've done the same side inside and out. So you don't have different colored windows throughout your house. But this is something that you can find in a Van Huizen Homes. Sticking with the windows, look how big this sliding door is. There are some sliding doors that most homes have that are tiny. This one slides super easy and it's huge. You can carry patio furniture in and out here if you needed to. There's lots of room to move in and out, and that is a feature that you'll find with all Van Huizen Homes. Some of the other things that you may not find in other homes, but you'll find in a Van Huizen Homes is how functional it is. We're always buying appliances, we're always having the newest gadgets, but we always don't have a place to put them. One of the great design features with a Van Huizen Home is because they can build such a big island, if you look underneath, there's lots of storage, even in the island. The hardware that they use is small and it's hidden, so there's no big knobs that you see, so it looks like a finished cabinet, but actually it's very functional for all of our coffee makers, bread makers, air fryers, deep fryers, all kinds of fryers. Come with me and let me show you, point out more things that you may not notice with a Van Huizen home that makes them better than everyone else. We've already touched on the extra steps that they take to make everything flow and work. But did you know in a Van Huizen Homes that hardwood floor is their standard? It comes in all of their homes. It's not an upgrade. You're not gonna walk in and find a fake hardwood floor. This is the real deal, and this is what they do with all their floors. To them, quality matters. Come with me and let me show you some other things that they have. As you walk into this laundry room, there's a few things that you may think is just a typical laundry room, but it's not. Starting with their flooring that they have here. They specifically designed this flooring, this beautiful tile flooring, to have that stucco look, because in a laundry room, which is the room right off your garage, you'll often find lots of dirt and mud, but it'll be hidden within the design of this flooring. And did you notice the size of the countertops that they have here? They did this on purpose so that your laundry washer and dryer will fit underneath. Well, that's great, but what's the purpose of that? How often do you have a space that you can fold your laundry after you wash it? But here, they've taken the time to put in a full-size counter so that when you do your laundry, you have a spot to fold it. And they've also taken the extra step where most homes or most builders that you'll find will just have your plastic laundry tub. They've actually put in a beautiful sink, a deep sink here, so that if handyman that work out in the garage, he's got a spot to come in here and wash up tools, to wash up things. They're still using the same quality sinks that they use here throughout the house. They don't just cheap out and put in some typical chrome faucet that you may find in all your other laundry rooms. Everything is functional, even to putting in a big window in your laundry room. Like, how fantastic is that? But one of the great things that you may not notice is that even in their bedrooms, they take the extra step to make your home your perfect home. Come with me and let's have a look. As you walk into the primary bedroom here, there is so much to see here that they've taken the care. Look at the accent pieces that they've put on the ceiling with the wood trusses. That's real wood. That's not just some fake thing that they've put up there. They take the time and the quality to make your home the most perfect retreat that you would want to be in. Everything that you think about, to the cathedral ceilings, to the placement of the windows, to even the electrical outlets and their functionality, everything about a Van Huizen Homes, they think about you in mind. And one of the great things about Van Huizen Homes is that you're not stuck to the certain type of house that you have to build. It's not just 3 or 4 houses that you have to pick from. They can help you build your perfect dream home. Jeanette, Isaac, and John will sit down with you and help you build your dream home that you've seen in Pinterest or have seen online or have driven past, or your friend's home that you love everything about. They can help you sit down and design your perfect dream home. One of the things that everyone loves is to have that ensuite that gives them that spa feel. Well, if this doesn't have it, I don't know what does. They've even thought about the great placement when you step into your shower. Instead of having to step inside your shower and turn on your faucet where it usually is and getting wet, they've made it so that you can put it here and turn it on so that when your water first comes out cold when you're doing it, you're not going to get wet right away. And you can stand here and wait for your water to warm up before you step into it. And this is what's great about a Van Huizen Homes. And one thing that you can't tell right here, but I'd love for you to come feel, is that your heated floors in your ensuite. They are fantastic for those cold mornings when you come out and your feet are cold when you step out of the shower. Not in a Van Huizen Homes. The floors are heated, and everything about this is just going to make you feel warm and cozy. Whether or not you finish a basement with Van Huizen Homes, some of the things that you are going to find that are standard in all their homes is the high ceilings in the basement. And why does that matter? Well, so many basements, when you're in them, you feel kind of cramped because the ceilings are literally this height. But with these 9-foot ceilings that they have in their basement, it gives you the sense that it's a whole new room, a whole new feel, and you don't feel like that you're in the basement. And what helps with that? Well, one of the things that you'll find when you have a high ceiling is that you can put in the big windows. You don't have your typical small basement windows where you can hardly see daylight. Here you can see all the way out like you'd be in a bedroom in your house. They're beautiful big windows. The layout, the thoughtful design, if you wanted to sit down with Van Huizen Homes and have them design, they have a lot of great input that they can help you with your home so that you're gonna make it feel like it's that space that you want to retreat to, have your theater room, have your typical rec room. There's so many options that they can help you design with, and their standards that they have are bar none with any other basements that you'll find in some of the new builds. Even something as thoughtful as, would you have thought about putting in a little kitchenette downstairs in your basement with a sink, area for cooler fridge, with the same quality of cabinetry and quartz countertop that you'd find everywhere else throughout the house. But some of the other things that you may not find some of the other things that I know that you won't find, but you will find in a Van Huizen Homes, is their functionality, even in their utility room. Come on with me. So most utility rooms, you're just gonna find the studded walls, the pink insulation, but in a Van Huizen Homes, they take the extra step where they put plywood on the walls. But why is that important? Well, let me tell you. How many times do you hang shelves? Do you use this for storage, that you want to put up shelving or other type of things, and you just don't have the proper spacing when you're trying to nail it to a stud, and it just looks so unfinished. Here in a Van Huizen Homes, they put plywood on, so you can put your shelving, and it's just more functional than your other utility rooms that you'll find anywhere else. But this is a feature that you can find in your Van Huizen Homes. One of the other things that you'll find in your Van Huizen Homes is all of them come equipped with a sub pump. Whether or not they're needed in the area, they come with all Van Huizen Homes. All Van Huizen Homes comes with an air exchanger so that you are always breathing in the best air and not having to recirculate that stale air that you find throughout your home. Another function that you'll find with your Van Huizen Homes that most homes may not have is that Van Huizen Homes puts in 2 breaker boxes. You'll find one in your garage and usually one downstairs in your basement. But what's the point of that? Well, if you notice with our homes that we have, that they're being built today, your breaker box gets filled so quickly, and then you're not able to use the things with your electric cars that they have. So now you'll have a spot for your electric car to plug into, and you'll still have lots of room to run other things that you may put into your home. If you did a theater room, or if you wanted to run a generator, or some of the other big ticket items that need that extra space in your breaker box, you'll have them here because you have 2 separate breaker boxes.